Define real? Yeah. I'm never sure what to say to that because, like, there are 3 layers of person. I was talking to my dad about this. Hopefully you guys find this interesting and it doesn't just like completely break immersion. But he was kind of fascinated by it too. It's like there are 3 layers of Ellie, right? There's like a real Ellie, right? A real girl who goes out in the world and does things, you know? And I'm her, right? But then there is a cartoon character, Ellie, who streams, right? Imagine, right? A cartoon character who streams. And this is also Ellie, and it's also me. And then there is a third intermediate person. Does that make sense? It's this crazy thing where, like, any information that I choose to keep from you guys, you know, like there are things that are gross that I don't need to tell you. There are things that are, like, sad in personal life occasionally where it's like, I'm gonna be over this in a day. There's no reason for me to, like, trauma dump at my chat, right? Then there's this intermediate person who is living a version of my life. You know what I mean? But isn't exactly me, right? Right? She's had basically all the experiences I've had. And people do picture her as an actual person, but they don't picture the actual person of me, you know? When people picture the person, Ellie, they're not picturing me. They're picturing a person that they made up in their head. You know? Like if people picture me in real life, they're picturing kind of an amalgamation of some of the pictures I've shown that show my hands or my outfits. Collab with Ellie 1 and 3-1. That's the thing. That's the crazy thing is like, it's like a mask. It's just kind of interesting to me. Because he was saying like, oh yeah, I feel like just not because we've said anything about him that isn't true, but just because like, given only the information you have about him, you probably have this picture of him in your head that isn't exactly him. You know? A curated version. It's just so interesting to me that like she doesn't necessarily even look like me. Like I don't know what I look like in your heads. You've never seen, well, you've seen my chin, so you know that's out the window. That's true even for people you've met IRL. I know, but there's something more pronounced about it when like she doesn't even necessarily look like me. You know, I have no idea what she looks like. I don't know if this is interesting to anyone else, but I was like thinking about it last night. I was like, whoa, there's 3 Ellies. There's 3 Ellies. The Japanese have different names? What? For the different personality faces. That's so interesting. Everyone perceives you differently, so you have a lot of faces. Yeah, it's wild. 3 Ellies, 3 times the chaos. So it's getting out of hand. There are 3 of them. Is she cute? Well, that's what I'm wondering about, right? Because like I talk a lot about being very average looking, about looking like a default playable character, about looking a little bit like Nigel Thornberry and young Macaulay Culkin mixed in a blender. I don't make myself out to be cute, but I feel like the nature of picturing VTubers, you know what I mean? Don't need to picture a human behind the avatar. I am the avatar here. Real. But that's the thing. Exactly. So I expect most people trust my judgment, but there are other people that have this mental image. Okay. So for example, when I say like, I'm average looking. I have made peace with this. I really do not care about it. I have other things that I am proud of myself for. Not everybody has to be hot. That would be a weird requirement of the world, right? Then there are people who will say like, no, Ellie, don't say that. You're beautiful. And it's like, how would you know? You don't know? You've never seen me. At least I don't sound like Nigel Thornberry. Smashing. Yeah, I could for you. But yeah, no, that's the really funny thing to me. If everyone is hot, no one is. Wait, that's so good. You could just ask Buki. Yeah, but she's gonna be like, Ellie is a little dumpling and I want to tuck her in at night and she is my precious baby. You know, like she's gonna be like, Ellie is so cute. I just want to touch her nose. You know, like Buki's not gonna be like, Ellie's hot. You know, like you're not gonna get an answer that means anything except like that we care about each other and we're friends, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna get any information from that. A poem is still beautiful even if it's written on a napkin. Yo, thank you, Purple Cop. Thank you very much. How would you know? You're obviously biased. Oh my god, you're so right. Yeah. No, you can't trust me. You can't inherently reject my opinion. Yeah, you're in the dark here. Ellie Napkin confirmed. Yeah, the real person is a napkin. A napkin model would be so cute, like a really scuffed napkin model. I kind of want that. So anyway, I find it interesting that there is like an Ellie that exists in people's heads as like a girl who looks a way that might even look like me, but doesn't look like me, you know, doesn't have my face, but like exists in the minds of people who watch this. There is like an Ellie there who is made of skin, but different. And then there's like an Ellie that is a robot, which is obviously the real Ellie. And then there's like, you know, an Ellie who goes out, you know, and goes to the store and buys paper towels, you know? And that's like not very interesting, so I don't bring that stuff up on stream. You know what I mean? I have no idea if this is interesting to people. It was just hitting me yesterday and I was like, oh my God, there's so many of me. I go shopping, you're shocked. I mean, the real thing is like, I try and keep it bright and cheery. You know, I think everybody has their miserable nights, right? Everybody has some awful nights back there. Everybody has some bad times. But the thing that really struck me is I would get messages for a while that were like, Ellie, you helped me imagine a brighter, safer world because you live in it. Like, you're so bright and cheery and you're so happy all the time, and it makes me feel like I could live in that world, you know? Like seeing someone who is just so happy all the time, it makes me happy, right? And I love that. I love that. I love that I can present that, and I love that I can be that. And I am, broadly, very happy as people go. But sometimes then they would like share things and they would be like, this is why I can't be happy. You know, I could never be happy like you because this thing happened to me. And I can't say to them like, well, that's also happened to me. Like, I don't want to share that with the internet, but like, yeah, I don't know. But weird, dark stuff happens in this world, you know? You know, there's bad times for everybody in this world, right? And it's sort of strange to be counseling someone through something you've experienced as though you haven't experienced it. That time I couldn't collab with Server and Mini. I know, that was sad. That was sad though. Okay, we're getting like deep into it. I don't know if this is interesting to anyone else. I am, to be clear, not wise, but this is something that helps me think about things, and it helps me handle stuff, is I keep everybody I've ever been with me. So the saddest I've ever been, right? Like there's a sad little Ellie crying somewhere and I'm with her, right? Even if I couldn't have been with her then because I didn't exist yet, I am with her now, you know? But then at the same time, she's with me, right? So everywhere I go, I am not alone. When I feel lonely, I am not alone because I am with all of these versions of myself who needed me. I have a song about it, actually. It's not very good, but I have a song about it. But anyway, the point is, it's not like, oh, you gotta let go of negativity. You gotta let go of all the sad times. I keep them with me. They're always here, but that's part of why I'm so happy, is because I'm not alone. I've got them with me. And I can imagine the future me who will be with me. I'm just gonna play the song. This is cringe. I can imagine the future me that I need right now. And I can imagine how to get to her so that she can be with me in the future. Okay, let's go. Yeah, lots of voices in my head is what we take away from this. The voices! Okay. I am wherever I go. I am wherever I go. Oh, what is that? Oh, I haven't played this in so long. Stuck, breathing it in. Hand on my hand and her hair on his skin. I am wherever I've been. Big Daddy Brandon, welcome! I know the woman I'll be. Her arms wrapped around me, sturdy and lonely and finally free. I know the woman I'll be. Malbeard, thank you so much for the sub. Cause she loves the child I am. Mice, men, best laid plans, washed out to sea, washed up on the sand. She loves the child I am. Yeah, so anyway, I like thinking of it that way. It helps me